right, pictures on your screen are from Malé in Maldives, where the Prime Minister is. It's a two-day visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Pictures of cultural performance that we are seeing on our screens at this point in time. He is in Maldives today and tomorrow. This, of course, to enhance diplomatic and economic ties between both the nations. And this, like we've been saying, comes at a time when both the nations are looking at a reset of diplomatic ties after things went awry post-November 2023. With the appointment of the new president in Maldives was largely perceived as pro-China. India and Maldives, though, over a period of time, have worked in the direction of restoring ties between both the countries. The Prime Minister is in Malé. He is going to be, in fact, be representing India as the chief guest at the country's 60th National Day celebrations. The visit, of course, is extremely important. It marks the first under President Mohammad Muizzu's administration, following tensions between both the nations that we had seen in fact last year, more so towards the beginning of last year. Pranay Upadhyay tracking those details. Reset of diplomatic ties, also on the agenda, several memorandums of understanding and development projects that would be launched, which have been assisted by India as well. Talk to us about the possible deliverables in the next 2 days, Pranay.
Sneha, indeed, many deliverables are on the cards. As far as the projects are concerned, India-assisted projects, especially the high-impact community development program. India has assisted the Maldives to develop the ferry services, the connectivity projects of Maldives, because you know that Maldives is a nation with over 1,000 islands, and therefore India has assisted Maldives with the connectivity projects to connect these islands. Besides that, there are many the infrastructure projects also being assisted by India. The construction of the Defense Ministry, and it's the building for the headquarters for the Defense Ministry of Maldives has also been done by India. So there are very many projects which will be inaugurated during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit today, and President Mohammad Muizzu. You can see that how warmly he has come to receive Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the airport, along with his senior cabinet colleagues. And we know that how India has assisted Maldives with a credit line of over $100 million. Around $400 million credit rollover has been given besides the 3,000 crore of the currency swap. So these are the assistance offered by India to help the Maldivian economy, and Maldives also understood the importance of the strategic ties with India, and therefore when President Mohammad Muizzu visited India in October 2024, India and Maldives signed a comprehensive maritime and security partnership agreement. So that initiative was also being reviewed today by both the leaders, and a very noticeable fact, Sneha, here is that President Muizzu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be having a 40-minute one-on-one talk. So that is an important thing. We have before the delegation level talks, which around 50 minutes have been scheduled. So a comprehensive review of the entire gamut of bilateral relationship will be done by the two leaders, and the cultural component is also quite visible here. The way Prime Minister Narendra Modi was received with the cultural display of Maldives. And India and Maldives share a long history of cultural connect. They shared a long strategic partnership as well. And you rightly pointed it out and phrased it that this is a kind of a reset of India-Maldives bilateral and strategic ties. And with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's third visit to Maldives, we expect the trajectory of India-Maldives relation to go forward.
You rightly put that. Also, the very fact that it's been, both the nations essentially have come a long way. It started with trust and then, of course, the kind of tensions that we had seen, and now the reset. Pranay, having said that, talk to us about what does today and then tomorrow looks like as far as the Prime Minister's own agenda here is concerned. Of course, he's the guest of honor at the Maldives' 60th Independence Day, and then there's going to be a fair amount of talk when it comes to the kind of work that is going to be done, signing of significant, agreements, also economic ties, Uh, all of this is something that's going to be on the agenda, isn't it, for India and for Maldives as well?
Indeed, this is going to be a very beneficial partnership for Maldives as well. And this is Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the guest of honor for the 60th Independence Day of Maldives. But not only that, year 2025 is also the year of the 60 years of India-Maldives diplomatic ties as well. So at a time when both the countries are celebrating the 60 years of their diplomatic partnership, their diplomatic relation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting Maldives. We know that previously in 2018, Prime Minister Modi visited Maldives. And before that, also Prime Minister Modi did pay a visit to Maldives. But, post 2023, in November 2023, when Dr. Mohammad Muizzu assumed the government, when he came to power, then there was some unease or some tension in the bilateral ties. But soon, the Muizzu government has also realized that, it is important and significant and vital for Maldives to keep close ties with India. Because in the Indian Ocean region, India has always been the first responder in times of crisis, Neha, to help Maldives, be it the COVID crisis, the supply of the vaccines are concerned, or the tourism, the footfall from India to Maldives is concerned. These are all very important.
Right, it's a welcome for the Prime Minister in Malé, in Maldives. I'm going to go straight across to Pranay, who could have described these pictures to us. It's in fact the Prime Minister also inspecting the Guard of Honor, I think. Pranay, if you could take us through these pictures also.
This is the ceremonial welcome for Prime
Okay.
Minister Narendra Modi at the Presidential Palace, and you can see how Prime Minister Narendra Modi is being received right from airport to the Presidential Palace. The kind of red carpet welcome he is being given in Maldives. This clearly shows the kind of warmth Maldivian leadership and the government of Maldives want to display to the guest of honor, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, on the 60th Independence Day of Maldives. But having said that, India is one of the largest development partners for Maldives, and we know that through lines of credit, through grants, through buyer credit capacity, and various other capacity building programs, India has always assisted Maldives. And in year 2024 itself, India supported Maldives through the emergency financial assistance, worth up to around $400 million. And as I mentioned, that around 3,000 crore Indian rupees currency swap lines, and also the interest-free rollover of US dollar 100 million treasury bills was also being offered to Maldives. And in year 2025, India and Maldives signed around 13 MOUs on expansion of the ferry service across Maldives, the phase 3 of the high-impact community development programs, and also a grant assistance of around 56 crore Indian rupees. So these are the assistance India has offered, and this helped in Maldives to keep its economy buoyant. And India is also one of the largest trading partners for Maldives. So you can very well gauge that why Maldives is aware about the fact that the partnership with India is very significant for Maldives. And the bilateral trade between India and Maldives is around $548 million. And both countries will try and expand the space, expand the scope of the bilateral trade. Some of the important engagements, some of the important MOUs are also expected between the two countries after Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Mohammad Muizzu's bilateral engagement. And both Maldivian leadership and the Indian leadership will be holding a discussion on bilateral issues. The two leaders will also take stock of the progress on the joint vision of comprehensive economic and security maritime partnership which was signed during Mohammad Muizzu's India visit in October 2024. And this visit will also witness the signing of MOUs and various agreements in the areas of bilateral cooperation, and also the inauguration and also the handing over of various development project initiatives which were implemented by India.
Also, Pranay, this comes, of course, in the shadow of the kind of tensions that we had seen between both the countries for a while now. In fact, in a significant chunk last year where there was, some sort of a campaign really that was seen in Maldivian politics against India. And just things have changed fairly rapidly, isn't it, from then to now, when there were, in fact, very strong comments against our Indian leadership, also our political leadership, that was made by Maldivian leaders as well.
You're absolutely right, Neha. When President Mohammad Muizzu was campaigning for his presidential election, when his party was in opposition, in fact, Mohammad Muizzu and some of his cabinet colleagues, while being on field, they were the same people who led the anti-India or the India Out campaign, and there was some bearing of the same campaign and their political position when they assumed office in November 2023, and that had its own bearing on the India-Maldives ties as well. And we have seen that during the Lok Sabha elections of India, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi canvassed, or rather he supported the idea of domestic travel or domestic tourism to Lakshadweep, we saw that kind of reaction which came from Maldives, and it's actually brought sourness to the bilateral relation. And just now I have received a picture as well, like a large poster of a digital display of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's picture was also being displayed on an important government building in Maldives. This clearly shows this is how Prime Minister Narendra Modi's picture was displayed in the Defence Ministry building of Maldives and Malé. So this is also a very important and a very significant thing. And as you rightly pointed out, the trajectory of the relationship from the point of the bitterness to the sweet and warm welcome of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is absolutely a U-turn, you can say, but this is also a pragmatic politics, and this is also a realization that how important his diplomatic ties are with India for Maldives. And this also shows that how Maldives is also trying to give importance to India and its leadership, as well as the significance of India-Maldives diplomatic and economic partnership.
All right, these are details that Pranay Upadhyay is getting for us as far as this meeting is concerned between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Maldivian president today, was there to welcome him at the airport as well. India, of course, is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, of course, is the chief guest essentially at the 60th Independence Day celebrations. He's there in the Maldives on the invitation of President Mohammad Muizzu. These are pictures coming in of cultural celebrations and a welcome that the Prime Minister got earlier today. Of course, there were strains that we've been talking about in our ties, marked, Pranay, isn't it, by just so much political rhetoric on both sides, military friction, and this comes during shifting geopolitical priorities as well, given how Maldives is leaned towards China, something that India was really keeping a very close eye on as well, isn't it?